there, and welcome to the Locker Room. Coach Giggs here, and today's message, trusting through disappointment. Trusting through disappointments. Have you had any disappointments, setbacks, things that really are very upsetting? Pay attention to this particular message because you might find some comfort. I want to share with you a story that dates way back during biblical times. It's about King David. When King David's newborn baby was dreadfully sick and near death, David prayed night and day, believing that God would heal his child. He wouldn't eat or drink. He didn't shave or shower. He didn't attend to any business. He wouldn't do anything but pray and cry out to God. I got to believe all of us would be doing the same thing David did. Despite David's passionate prayers, on the seventh day, his child died. David's servants worried how they were going to tell the king that his baby was dead. They thought he would be so devastated, so distraught that he couldn't handle it. But when David finally figured out what had happened, he surprised all of them. He got up off the floor, washed his face, and put on some fresh clothes. Then he asked his servants to bring him some food, and he sat down and ate a meal. His servants were very confused. They said, "David, when your child was alive, you fasted and prayed, but now that he's gone, you act as though nothing's wrong." David answered, here it is, quote, "Yes, I fasted and prayed when my son was sick, thinking that God might heal him. But now that he is gone, I cannot bring him back. He will not return to me, but I will go to be with him one day." End quote. Notice David's attitude. He didn't get bitter. He didn't question God. He could have snarled and said, "God, I thought you loved me. Why didn't you answer my prayers?" No, he didn't do that. David didn't do any of that. He dared to trust God in the midst of his disappointment. He washed his face and he moved on with his life. An amazing story and an amazing life lesson. When you and I go through situations that we don't fully understand, don't become bitter. Friend, you and I have to learn the same thing that David learned. People may have mistreated you. Somebody may have walked out on you. Or maybe you failed in a business venture. And so now your tendency is to become bitter and angry. It's over. It's the past. It's time to move on. You cannot change the past. There's nothing, absolutely nothing, that you can do about it. But you must make a decision to move on and pick up today. Are you going to relive all of those painful memories? Or are you going to stay in an attitude of faith? You must walk out of any emotional bondage in which you've been living in. Nobody can do that for you. You must do it for yourself. You must rise up from those ashes. You must forgive the people who have hurt you. You have to release all of those hurts and pains in order to live the great life that's waiting for you. Leave the past behind. When you go through situations that you don't understand, don't become bitter like David. Don't become bitter. Don't question God. Learn to do as David did. Just wash your face, keep a good attitude, and move on. Promise you. You do this, you'll absolutely be living your very best life. It's called faith in action. So put your faith in action and don't let your disappointments and failures hold you back from the great life that you were called to live today. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow in the locker room. Bye-bye.
If you know someone you feel has a special story to tell or life to share, please email Eric directly and he will reach out to you and or this individual, even if you think this person is you. And by the way, if you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?